What's the hats on the house guy? Yeast that's beast. This the Malting Hour where we talk about our drink and tell you what we think every other week. And if we get drunk, well, we might slur our speech. Got the gift of gab, the friends you wish you had. Join us for a drink, join us for a laugh. Time is never wasted, where you getting wasted. The Malting Hour here, people take your places. People take your places. People take your
Welcome, ho ho ho! Welcome to the Malteez. Fuck, let me start that over. It's not a Christmas episode. Welcome to the Malteez. Ho ho no. Welcome to the Malteez. Brought to you by the Malting Hour. I am one of your hosts, Tony Golick, joined always with
Brandon Winninger.
And to his right, my left,
Matthew Mauldenhauer.
Matthew, why don't you either lean in? Yeah, there we go. Because you sound like you're far away when we record, and I gotta adjust the levels up. I sound too close. You sound like you're talking over here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brandon. You don't have to lean in anymore. He's adjusting it now. He's adjusting it. Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right, how's it going, guys?
Good.
It's a great day here for my first Maltese.
I was gonna say no, it's Malteez, not Maltese. That sounds like the dog.
It's not about naming
it's
our favorite
not
dog.
about
Oh,
dogs.
I don't. What am I doing here?
I don't know, dude.
The Maltese Falcon.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thanks for joining us for your first Maltese.
I'm excited.
Yeah, we're excited too. Why don't we open a beer first and start drinking? Grab a beer. You choose it. He did.
Well, yeah. I've been excited for this one.
Tell them what it is, folks, or kid. Tell the folks
So
what it
this is Juice Machine 10th anniversary from Treehouse. Do you want to read? There's a whole thing about their 10th anniversary.
Yeah, I actually can read it. Hold on. Fuck, man. It would be hard to overstate the importance of Juice Machine to our progression as brewers here at Treehouse. Its name was born from the namesake of our homebrew setup almost 15 years ago. Originally devised when overly juicy IPA was a nascent, N-O-S-C-N-T. What word is that?
Nascent?
N-O-S-C-N-T? Nocent?
No scent.
Dudes, I am not smart. Please don't put words like this on your can. Concept. Juice Machine remains ahead of its time. Utilizing a unique hop blend, this beer is a pure...
Another one.
Cacophony.
Cacophony.
What the fuck's cacophony mean? You know what? Fuck this can. Fuck this can.
Pour yourself some.
You know what, guys? Too fucking long. This beer better be good. I'm now upset.
Like a cacophony of things is like a whole bunch
You
of...
can't... Okay, so you can't use the word in the definition.
A whole bunch of things.
Thank you very much.
No scent. Apparently, the definition is guilty, not innocent.
We get it. You guys read books. Great. Hopefully your beers are good. I mean, I know your beers are good.
That's a pretty color.
No, it was very nice.
Treehouse.
What did we have last? Do you remember? You don't remember what we had last Friday, do you?
Yeah, we had the brown ale.
We had another... No. You at your holiday party.
Oh. It was another double IPA, but I don't remember which one.
It was, I thought I checked it in. I guess not. Anyway, let's get in here. Ooh.
Smells good.
Smells like the orange juice I had this morning. I'm not even joking. I went and bought orange juice this morning. I wanted orange juice so bad, I got up, got some bacon, got some bread, and some OJ.
And you had a bacon sandwich with some orange juice?
Bacon, egg, and cheese with some orange juice.
I mean, that sounds like a perfect breakfast. This is, that East Coast hazy. Like, has a little bit of that hot bite to it, but that is tropical.
Way. Yeah. I like that. That's good. Brandon, what do you think about this?
It is good. It's funny because I've become accustomed to kind of the local hazies, and then you realize that there's people that have been doing it for quite a while, and they do it really well. And this is a prime example. You know, Treehouse, I think I said last time we had a Treehouse beer. Like, I don't think I've ever had a bad Treehouse beer, and this is just another shining example of, when you've been doing a style for a while,
You nail it. Yeah. It's now the one thing I just said, I'm like, oh, I like that hot bite, and it's lingering a little bit more now. I don't know if I can drink a whole 16-ounce can of this. Is this a double?
Yeah, it's 8.2%.
Okay.
Weak sauce.
Yeah. I thought you said it was a double. Treehouse, we got your number. Just joking, but please stop writing fucking paragraphs on your cans.
The other reason why I was so excited for this one is it's also using peacherine hops that we just used.
Yes.
And that's that super nectarine.
What did you use those in?
We used that in Meadow Viper.
Yes, Meadow Viper is really good.
That's
almost made my list, but I thought that I can't put it on the list because it's too soon for me having it, and I've only had it twice. One time downing it here, and the other time partially sick eating the roasted cauliflower soup that you guys have there. And never enough to really... I felt like... Yeah, there's already an Old Irving beer on there, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I have a second one on there.
Yeah, depending
I'm
on...
shocked.
That was my non-list. That's actually my favorite beer that we did this year.
All right.
And I'm surprised because I'm not usually towards big hazies in general, just because I tend to get a little bit congested from hazies nowadays. But that peacherine in the pale ale,
yeah,
I slammed that beer and I was like, oh, that went down way too easy.
I almost grabbed a 4-pack of it at Binny's when I was there today. But I just did this premium build-your-own 4-pack from Binny's now, where they're not taking old beers and selling them. They're taking fresh beers and selling them. You have to pay $15 for that 4-pack. That's pretty much what I would have spent up here on the wall.
But you get some
beers. Yeah, there's
premium beer.
There was a bunch of Hop Butcher that was up there, so that was kind of cool. I don't really see that up.
Oh, no.
Brandon, are you okay?
Is it the elf on the shelf?
It's back.
What's the Christmas elf?
What's your elf's name? Do you have your own personal elf on the shelf?
We do.
I mean, for you.
Oh, no.
Oh.
No, Benjamin does.
What's the elf's name?
Cookie.
Cookie.
Oh, that is a good elf name.
That's a good.
Yeah, I don't know how he came. He was like 2 when he named it, and he didn't know a lot of words. And I was like, "What do you want to name him?" And like, Cookie came out of his mouth. So I don't know if he was wanting a cookie, and I just said, "Hey, that's what we're naming the elf." But yeah,
Benjamin peaked early.
Yep.
I would have named mine He-Man if we had an elf on the shelf.
It's not too late, Tony. It's not too late.
I almost bought a Snoop on the stoop. I saw it at Spencer's.
I saw they now sell Krampus on the mantle.
What?
And it's like a Krampus in a, it's just literally just a tiny Krampus that you can.
Where did you see that?
I think it was on TikTok.
Fucking TikTok. They got everything.
Until it's gone.
Yeah. Or they send you something and then it's not going to be delivered, and then you cancel it and they give you your money back, and then a week later it shows up at your house still.
Really?
That happened. It's pretty cool.
Good old TikTok shop.
Anyway, let's get off TikTok. What do you guys think of this beer? How many tree stumps are you giving this one, Brandon?
I'm going to go 4.5.
4.5 tree stumps. I like that.
I'm going 4-1.
All right. I'm going to go 4.
Okay.
There we go.
Surprisingly.
Nice. Brandon rated a hazy higher than I did.
Yeah, I like it. It's good.
It is good. I like sipping on it a little bit more.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe that bitterness is kind of almost fading a little bit for me. My mouth is maybe becoming accustomed to it.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's just one of those types of things. Is that why you like, Brandon, that you like it a little bit more, that you have a little bit more of that hop residual bitterness?
I think so. And it's funny, too, because it really depends on the mood that I'm in. Because there's, like, days, I'll go out, like, we'll be out somewhere, and like, oh, you want to have a beer? And, like, I just do not want an IPA. Like, it's like the hoppiness. I'm like, I just can't deal with it right now.
Yeah.
And it, like, I could be perfectly fine and healthy and just, like, like, I don't have a cold or something like that. And it's just like, no, I don't want to deal with.
Doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
No.
And then, like, today I was just kind of indifferent on, like, what we were going to drink. And I was like, this nailed it, man. I'm excited about a lot of the other beers that we have. But, yeah, this was, like...
Good jump-off point.
Yeah. I think so.
Speaking of jump-off points, why don't we get into some of our favorite beers of the year?
Let's do it.
Now, I know we're not really ranking these as I've done in the past. I didn't really set it up to rank this year. It's more of just random beers that I really liked.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start off. I'll start off with one of my favorite beers this year. There is, just so everybody knows, there's 3 barrel-aged beers in my top 5 this year.
What a lush.
And then 1 IPA and 1 double IPA. So the one I'm going to start with, the one that I am going to start with is when earlier this year I went to Dubuque, Iowa, Visited a family member of mine before he went off to go to California to teach. So I was in Dubuque, and we went to Dimensional Brewing, and we drank some Dimensional beers. I brought some back.
Yeah, we did.
And this might have been one of them, I think, but the Toad Stabber Double IPA. And there's like a switch, like an army knife on the actual can. I remember really enjoying that beer. I want to say that I could be wrong, but I thought there was maybe some like a Mosaic Citra combination to that beer, and I think that's why it kind of stood out to me. But I remember ordering it there and knowing right away that like I'm buying this beer to bring back for sure. So it was regular, good old regular IPA. That was how I that's the first on my list there. I was very happy to have it. I would like to have more.
Yeah, we did have Toad Stabber on episode 133.
There we go. Thank you, sir. Yeah, so that
was the one with Myke.
Oh yeah, that's right. Myke, who makes our music or makes our theme song. Brandon, you want to throw one off of your list?
Yeah, so one I had kind of at the top, and then funnily enough, I went back to the list I had started for you when you were like randomly. We say, "Oh, this is a contender for the Malteez."
Do you still have that list?
Yeah, there's only one beer on it because I stopped doing it. But it's literally the first one that I chose on my list.
Oh.
And it's one that you procured on one of your little adventures that you went to Wisconsin. It's the Harbor Brewing Cherries and Berries.
Hey, look at us.
Yeah.
That is also, it's on my short list, though.
Yeah.
It is on my Malteez list, though.
Yeah, so I put it, like, again, I didn't rank. I just
Yeah.
kind of wrote down the beers that I liked throughout the year. And, yeah, the Cherries and Berries was really good. And I don't know if you heard that episode, but it was a funny thing because Tony thinks he got the wrong beer. There was basically a whole kerfuffle on what beer he was given.
Insert clip from that episode. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that would require editing.
That would require more editing than I already barely do.
But yeah, so that one was fantastic. The fruit in it was outstanding, and it was just a really solid beer.
I would love to. I'm thinking about taking another trip up towards Wisconsin once the holidays are done, and we're in January, and I'm going to stop back at one of the Harbor Freight. I was going to say Harbor Freight. I'm going to stop at a Harbor Freight and buy some shit.
Hey, can I get some motor oil?
Yeah, I'm going to stop at one of the Harbor Brewing locations and see what they have, and then maybe in the summer head back up there again and see if I can get that beer.
Yeah, you went to the one on the harbor.
Yeah. Not the one in
Lake Villa.
Yes, thank you.
Which, funnily enough, like...
I've used that twice in this segment.
Yeah, so I think... I don't know if it was last year or the year before. There was this huge thing about how Harbor Brewing was shutting down production.
I remember you telling me.
That location.
Yeah.
And then they were going to focus on Lake Villa, and a meadery, I think, was going to take over there.
Interesting.
But
at the harbor?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or they were going to partner with them. Maybe some of their beers were still going to be there. I don't really know. But when you said you were going there, I remember I went back and I was looking on Instagram. I'm like, I thought that fucking place closed. Like, and I was like going through it, and I'm like, they're posting events and doing all this stuff. And I'm like, all right,
it was a nice spot.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Like, it was cool just sitting there by the lake and
which
live
is
music.
Hilarious because, and I've said this to my dad too. I was like, hey, have you ever been to the brewery over there? Because literally, the boatyard there, the harbor, the actual harbor where boats are, is where we keep our boat.
Yeah, and I was surprised to hear that
when
you guys told me that. I was like, oh shit.
And I've never been there either. Like, because every time I've gone, like, I've literally sailed once, and it was this summer, and it was the first time since I think 2016 I had been on that boat.
Oh wow.
Because once we used to keep it at Montrose Harbor here, and like I was there, like I would go and work from the boat because I work from home. I would just bring my hotspot, sit on the boat. You know, if it's 90 degrees outside, work a little, jump in the water,
That's
come
doing
back
it right.
out.
That's working from home, right?
Yeah. And then he moved the boat because the Chicago Park districts are dicks.
That sounds about right.
Well, as far as the apparently there's a rule. So they had the boat there for years, literally since I was a kid. We've had boats in that harbor. But then they had this rule, or maybe they always had this rule, and they caught they caught the paperwork. But if you have two owners on a boat, because it's owned by my dad and my uncle, they both have to have registered addresses in the city. And my uncle's address is in Wilmette.
That's stupid.
Wow.
And I'm like, in my head, and I was like, change his address and tell him that he lives with you. And if they question, why does this guy live with you? Tell him he's your husband. I don't care. Like, just like...
It's your brother, and that's where he lives.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, my brother lives with
yeah.
me, you know? But yeah, so they didn't do it, so they ended up moving it up out there. The convenient thing about that is they also have their own boat yard. So they literally... And this is what happens in most summers. The boat goes in the water, sits in the water, nobody touches it, and then it comes out of the water. And I'm like, really? Which now I understand why my aunt wants my uncle to dump his share.
Yeah.
And my dad's trying to get me to buy it.
Buy it, Brandon. I'll go with you.
And I'm like, what? And I told Becca about it, and she's like, yeah, if we can, like, gut it and, like, make it workable. Because the boat's fine. It's a nice boat, but, like, there's a kitchen in it.
What?
And the kitchen doesn't, like... There's a stove and a sink and everything like
What?
that, like and a refrigerator. Like you could, like it's actually I think originally intended to be like an ocean boat.
You telling me we could do a full podcast on that boat?
Oh yeah, totally.
Well, not until you get a kegerator on there. Too.
Yeah, but yeah, so like that's like there's, you know, it's a nice boat and has a lot of potential, but like yeah, I would change the cushions, like just kind of redo the.
Is this the backstory now of how our new podcast of the Malting Hour on the Sea is made? Because we only do episodes when we're out on water?
Yeah, totally.
Pirate radio.
That's pirate radio. Wow.
Oh, I should do one on my cruise.
Yeah, you should.
Call in from the cruise.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Hey, we're on the 7 seas.
That's all things aside there. Great choice of a beer, by the way.
Yeah.
I really did like that beer.
That was a long-winded story.
No, that was great. I got to learn a lot about your family boat right there. Matthew, what do you got on your list? Give us one. Give us one.
So oddly enough, I also have 3 barrel-aged stouts, a
Hey.
stout, and a sour.
All right.
So I'll go with 1 barrel-aged stout. One that I didn't have on here, the 2024 Double Cafe Deeth from Revolution.
Ooh, yeah. I didn't have that.
Yeah.
Was that just at the tap room, right? Or did they do
I
the
ended up
big
having
can
it
of it?
at a beer fest
Okay.
that they brought with.
I think that was one of the ones that was a variant that you could have at Rev when they did their first release.
Yeah.
When they released Cafe Death.
And for me, that was having coffee stouts. Like that one is definitely supposed to be more espresso forward and just hit it out of getting every aspect of coffee that you want and still getting barrel characteristic, but none of it felt overwhelming, but so flavorful.
Yeah, I could see that. I'm sad I didn't get a chance to try that because I really love the Cafe Death. It's really good. I almost bought a 4-pack of it today at Benny's. They have some there.
Yeah, it's a great one. So
Yeah.
it's like they know what they're doing.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
How dare these guys?
Yeah, for real. All right, before we go to another one, you guys want to open another beer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you feel like drinking?
Beer.
I like beer. I like parties. I knew. Matthew is going through my. Oh, all right. We are going with Omegang's Everything Naughty White Chocolate Imperial Blonde Stout. Okay, it's another paragraph. Here we go. The Naughty Elves were spotted in Cooperstown not long ago, full of mischief and mayhem, which left us, much to our delight, with an Imperial Blonde Stout. Everything Naughty. A stout that confuses the eyes and tantalizes the taste buds. Anticipate notes of roasted coffee and white chocolate complete with a brilliant golden hue. This rich stout is smooth and velvety with classic stout flavors. Welcome to the naughty list, bitch. I wish I'd said it on there. It doesn't say bitch on there. It's 9.5%. Here we go.
I'm kind of excited to see how this goes. We ended up putting some cinnamon prost in a barrel a long time ago. And
What?
we don't know what to do with it.
Give
Bring
it
it
up.
here.
Yeah, we'll take it. You know how we feel about it.
And so
Ooh.
this is kind of what I'm
smells
wondering,
good.
especially with that body of how much whiskey barrel characteristic you're going to get out of it.
I have thoughts on this beer.
I'm dreaming of a barrel-aged cinnamon prost.
Just like the one Brandon and I made up when we first had it in our heads.
It might be really boozy at this point.
Ooh.
Yeah, well,
I see nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, we meant to have it in barrels for like 3 months because we thought the
It's
barrel
been
would
4
come.
years now.
I'm say closer to like 9 months at this point.
So when do you want us to come by and taste it?
So where in the brewery does this barrel sit? It might come with a hammer and a nail.
Look, I'm
Yeah,
off.
you can find it. It has a little zombie coming out of a milk bowl that Tim put on that barrel.
I like that. Look, I'm off next Thursday and Friday. I've got time to stop by.
I'm back on Friday.
No?
We'll have to get Trevor to bring the nail. I don't know how to
Bring the
beer
nail.
up.
All right.
That's what when we had
Come by on Friday.
when we did a barrel aged beer. When we did it in the 15 gallon, because that's the way we did
Yeah.
it right. Yeah, we would like it was. I don't know. It felt like every once in a while we had a nail, and we just it was one nail. We put the nail in that we sanitized it, put the nail in there, poured some off, and then just shoved the nail back in, and that was like our little tap to like kind of test it along the way. So.
Yeah. We should have pulled that one sooner than we left it in there.
Which one?
The one from
Oh.
that. Because it ended up turning into nail polish remover.
Yeah, I mean, but when it was fresh, it was good.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we when we finally kegged it is when it started tasting like the nail polish remover.
No,
Yeah.
because we brought it. That's the one we brought to the fest, right?
Right.
That was good.
We doused it with a bunch of cinnamon, baby.
Oh, that's true. I don't know. It was still good.
It was still good. It was great. I still drank some of it when it was like, it was starting to taste like nail polish. And as it went on, it just got
And
worse.
didn't you have a keg of it sitting around for a while
It's
too?
still in the basement, baby. All
Okay,
right, what do you think about this?
I get the
I get the white
chocolate
chocolate.
a little bit on the nose, but
get a lot
not
of
a ton
coffee.
on the bottom.
Oh, really? I get it in the mouth. I get the flavor more than anything, and I'm also slightly congested.
I'm getting a lot of coffee.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I could see a little bit of that.
No,
a
I'm
little bit of-
I'm predominantly getting coffee, which is
Interesting.
shocking to me, and it's coming off to me as like the coffee IPAs I've had.
Ooh, yeah. Can I have that can real quick?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why he's getting coffee.
Well, it says coffee in there, in the description.
It says roasted coffee. Yeah, notes of roasted coffee.
Huh, espresso
I'm gonna
blonde.
pour a little bit. Pour a little bit more. There's more in here. Here you go.
I get that sweetness.
To me, this tastes like a white stout. From what I've come
Yeah.
to know of white stouts,
Yeah, I get the body. I get. Is this barrel aged or not barrel
it
aged?
is not.
Okay, so maybe that's what I'm thinking is.
Daddy's drinking.
And Mom's sick.
That little bit of bitterness, I was thinking was more of the tannins from the barrel. I think that's the coffee
Yeah.
I'm getting.
Not barrel aged at all.
Yeah,
Just some
it's
elves
it's
fucking
not
around
barrel
with the
aged,
stout.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. That's 9.5. I would say this.
Yeah.
I saw the 4-pack of this and I was like, ooh, but I was like, I don't know. Am I going to go with like an Imperial Blonde Stout, like a 4-pack? I don't think it was that expensive. I'm like, one that I've never tried before. I'll tell you this. So when I saw the single can, I'm like, I did want to try this. I'll tell you, had I bought the 4-pack, wouldn't have been upset.
No.
Don't think I would have drank them consecutively. Like, oh, I had one tonight. I'm going to have another one tomorrow. I'd be like, I had one tonight. I'll have another one in 5 days.
Oh, see, that
type
Christmas
of-
morning.
Christmas morning.
I
don't
had
drink
one
on Christmas
tonight.
morning.
I gotta have another one tonight.
And
Hey,
then after
where'd that 4-pack go?
It's gone.
No, this would be a one and done for me. But and actually, like this is, depending on how it would be served, but like this would be great in like just like the 5-ounce pours or whatever.
A nitro pour of this would be fun.
Oh yeah.
I feel like this is a perfect beer for a nitro.
Do you guys do anything on nitro at the tap ever?
It's been a long time, but we're about to bring back Cinnamon Prost on Nitro.
Oh, maybe that's what I had. I think I'm pretty sure I had that. I mean, if there's
think we both had
I'm
it.
usually there.
Yeah, we did it 2 years ago, and then last year we didn't do it, and then this year, come early January, we're gonna bring it back a little bit for distribution and on draft.
Maple cinnamon
dry
toast would be
January.
very interesting nitro.
It would be
No.
none for you. Damn it. There'll be a little bit more maple cinnamon Prost this year too.
That's good.
Early
Awesome.
2025, but then we're gonna play with some more flavors for next year.
Do you guys need help?
Always.
We have suggestions. You guys ever think of doing a Biscoff cinnamon Prost?
We've only thought of Biscoff for Krampus. Sorry.
We thought of that.
What? I don't remember hearing about this.
We're gonna have, our lawyers are going to come to you guys. Brandon, how many naughty elf... Wait, hold on. Matthew, do you have any more you wanted to say about this beer? I know we kind of talked about it.
No, re-looking at it, 9.5%. I will say it doesn't taste like 9.5%.
No.
Not at all. It tastes like a higher ABV, but not 9.5.
Yeah, I would have thought like around
Yeah,
7.
Treehouse, 9.5.
I feel like
that's
I've
high.
had Omegon beers in the past that are in that realm too. Like they're a higher ABV, but they don't drink like it,
I really like this beer.
and that shit sneaks up on you. Because I think I ordered one once, not realizing what it was, and it was like a 9% beer, and I was like, "The fuck." I'm gonna have another.
We'll see. I'll tell you this. If they still have this in like the single cans, or if it's in a single can at like Beer on the Wall or Bottles and Cans, I would grab another can. I would definitely want to have another one of these. It's a fun beer. Like I like it. It's like an interesting concept, and it tastes good.
Yeah, it makes me so. I think I'll probably go and try and find it too, because I want to bring some for my father-in-law, because I think he would enjoy it.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, I was also expecting it to be a little bit sweeter. I thought they might do like a little bit of lactose to give it body. And so
I was worried about
I don't know if it does or doesn't, but it doesn't feel like it does by the body.
Yeah, I was worried about it being a super sweet beer too, and I'm glad that was not the case. There's a good sweetness to it, but it's not like super sweet.
I think it's the hints of that chocolate and coffee that make you think sweet, but not necessarily actually having all that sugar.
Right.
That's so. Yeah, I was rereading the can, and so I am kind of getting, and I'm getting it on the back. Like take a sip. I'm getting it's a lot coffee forward, but then I'm getting literally like. I couldn't figure out what it was, and I didn't hear when you said it, so I went and reread it, and it's like white chocolate.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's what it is, and I'm kind of tasting that.
Yeah.
I like it. I love white chocolate.
I mean, I think that's what's interesting is all three of us got different things to begin with.
That's what's fun about beer.
Exactly. I like it, and that's what's fun about this show. You know, different people giving different perspectives.
Different strokes.
Three
for
white
different
dudes.
folks.
3 white dudes with facial hair. Well, Brandon doesn't really have facial hair
I
anymore.
gotta shave.
See diversity.
Yeah, see, we gotta up our game here. Brandon, how many Naughty Elf shoes are you giving this one?
Oh, shoes. We're going shoes. I'm gonna go 4.
I like it. Matthew?
I'm thinking 3.8. It's still good, but I like the first one better.
I'm going, sorry, I thought you were done. I apologize. I'm gonna go 4-2 on this one. I really like it. It's in my wheelhouse, man. This is a beer in my wheelhouse. I would seek this out if it was an annual thing that was available, like around the holidays.
Yeah.
A nice addition to the random beers that come out around Christmas.
Would you drink this anywhere besides holiday themed events?
I would probably in the yard around a fireplace, like a fire pit. Snow
Nice.
coming down.
Oh, so like right around like 34 degrees, not enough to stick on the ground, but you can still sit
Coming
outside
down.
by the fire?
Yeah, the fire's keeping you warm. Sipping on that.
That sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, should do that sometime. Anyway, let's go to another beer. We're setting up dates here. Let's reveal another beer on our list, shall we? Strings coming off of my shirt here. Another beer that I had. I'll choose a barrel aged beer. We just had this at Fobab this year's Fobab, which was a lot of fun. The line started forming as Brandon and I were walking. This was in the first hour at around 12, maybe about 12:15, 12:20. A line started forming by resident culture, and we weren't sure why. Like, so everybody else just started getting in line, like. Just like, you're getting in line? Well, we'll get in line. And that's everybody had said that. I got to have the Bourbon Barrel Aged Eagle Death Cookie Compost, which literally tastes like stout-soaked Oreo cookies in the best way possible. Like, it really was quite something. I was really impressed because I was when you hear something that's like going to taste like cookies, it can go one of two ways. It's either going to be, I don't know, like just fake flavoring, or you don't get anything at all. I want to read the description that they have on here. Our 2024 vintage is a blend of imperial stouts aged in Willet sour mash, bourbon, Willet sour mash rye, and Yellowstone, Kentucky bourbon barrels for a period of 18 to 27 months. Then conditioned on toasted hazelnuts and cacao nibs. Then further conditioned on butterscotch chips, dark chocolate chips, potato chips, pretzels, and graham crackers.
Ooh.
It was an insane amount. But the end of it, I mean, like I said, Oreo cookie stands out in my mind because it just, I remember it tasting like
It did.
a big like chocolate cookie. It was very, very good. I think did I go back and get it? No, I had the other one. I had the vanilla one that they had there as well. But yeah, that was up there. That was just for being such a big, overly adjuncted beer, it was very good and very well done. It was sweet.
Did you get much barrel out of it?
Yes, you could still get the barrel too. Like it was like I think the description I sent to somebody was it's like if Oreo cookies were dunked in chocolate milk and then soaked in bourbon afterwards, and then you ate it.
Yeah, I could get real drunk on that.
Oh, sounds delicious. Yeah, so there we go. That's my second beer. Brandon, what do you got?
So just trying to think what I want to pull off the list. So I will say, I think one beer that I had that I really enjoyed. This is I think I got this on vacation. No, somebody. Never mind. Somebody got this for me, but it's from Drecker Brewing. It is There Will Be Part.
Did we have that on this? Or did we drink
didn't.
it?
I drank one when we were doing a malted mini, and we had one when we did the bottle share early in the year.
That's what it was. That was a good one.
Yeah, and it was a strawberry milkshake
Yes.
beer, and it was fantastic. And I remember having it when we had it the second time. I had it the second time. It was several months after we had first had it, and I was trying to remember if I liked it the first time. I couldn't remember if I actually even had it the first time I brought it. I don't remember if I drank it, but it was, dude, it was very well done. It wasn't like super like thick, but I felt like they did a really good job of imparting the strawberry flavor, and it was more like actual strawberry, not like anything artificial. So, very well done beer.
When did we have it? You and I together?
Wait, what?
When did you and I have it together?
In Wisconsin.
Right.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
Matthew, do you have a beer?
Yeah, I'll go with the non-barrel aged one. When we were out in Colorado, when you guys came out as well, I had it at the Rare Beer Fest. River Norse Nightmare Fuel Coffee Stout.
Ooh. Jeez.
Which also just epic name.
Yeah, that's a really cool name.
But they're known for a lot of their adjunct stuff. They had a gold medal for their chocolate stout last year. And this coffee stout just like... Oh shit, maybe I like coffee. That's too
Yeah, I was going to say, that's 2 coffee beers. Interesting.
Yeah, broke my own mind.
Oh, no.
But yeah, just
Matthew's actually bleeding out of his nose right now. His brain is suddenly slipping out.
I need more coffee.
Definitely need more coffee. If you had more coffee, I feel like that would fix everything, probably.
A little bit.
That's it. That is interesting, though, that you ended up with 2... Sorry, I'm going to the cheese balls, everybody. I've been dipping into them. I'm not going to mute myself.
Oh, yeah.
They're delicious.
Have that ASMR.
Cheesy. A cheesy ball. Do you normally like coffee beers? Like, is that a big thing for you or no?
When they're well done, and I think people must have gotten back to hitting the right balance. There was a good chunk of like 3 to 5 years where a lot of the coffee stouts I would have within like a month or two of the barrel aged coffee stout, it would get that green peppery quality, and I would just be so off of it. And recently, there's been a lot of coffee stouts that I've really enjoyed. Though, do you remember? So at the holiday party, we cracked open a 2021 or 2022 Krampus.
The Cocoa Krampus.
The Cocoa Krampus.
Yeah.
And I completely forgot that it had coffee in it because it's just called Cocoa Krampus. And I was like, I think there's coffee. Yep, there is coffee.
There is coffee. That was really good. That was good to revisit. What was that? Was it 2022?
I think it's 2022.
Yeah, and the coconut was still there.
Yeah, I wish there was a little bit more coconut because I love fresh coconut in stouts. But the coffee was still holding up and didn't turn, which is always my worry.
I wouldn't be surprised if Brandon had one of those probably still lying around.
I think I do.
Yeah. Brandon, you mentioned
I have that.
you mentioned a strawberry milkshake
Yes.
IPA. I happen to have one here.
What?
It's from Phase 3. It's their double strawberry chantilly. Oh, hold on, there's cheese ball on my finger. Double strawberry chantilly, which is a milkshake double IPA. And if you're not familiar with their chantilly series, they will have different fruits and basically just make this delicious, beautiful milkshake IPA. And I hate milkshake IPAs. I don't really care for them. But the chantilly, as you can see, doesn't look like a big mess. It looks like
no one else can see.
Yeah, well, it's these. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you guys. I'm talking to you jerks. It looks like an IPA. Now, going in for a smell. Ooh. Well, I'm not going to ruin it because I want you to smell it first, Brandon. I feel like I could have maybe shook the can up a little bit because I think Brandon's going to get a lot at the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Gets to roll it.
I got a clear beer. I have a clear beer. My pour is clearer than
Oh,
yours.
I got some dregs.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I would have done what you did.
I live on the edge.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot in that, buddy. Can I get some of that? Thank you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Actually, do you want some of mine to mix in there with yours first?
No.
There we go. Oh, yeah.
I made my
chunky.
choice.
Okay, so the good thing is there's some real stuff in here.
Yeah, there's definitely real stuff in here. Oh, yeah. There it is. There's a lot more going on in here.
Yeah, the nose is of that beautiful strawberry.
I feel like we should just pour this all into one glass and then tried it from one glass.
That's all right.
Brandon, what do you think of it? Your first impression with that murky mess you got in your cup?
It's actually not. It's not bad. Like, I mean, it looks like a hot mess, but that's good. I like because this again has more of that like. I feel like I'm getting actual strawberry flavor, but then I also feel like there's a hint of like artificial.
It could be a mix, maybe.
You know, I don't know. Maybe they had to supplement.
I mean,
Or stretch?
That tends to be a big trick that a lot of places will use. You use real strawberries and different things, but if they're not getting the nose that they want, a lot of those extracts will give you the nose that you need.
And also,
So,
you think
strawberry tends not to be a very.
You think about when we did our Frankenberry.
Yeah, I literally was just thinking about that.
We got barely any strawberry. You know, we used real strawberries in it. We used a lot of frozen strawberries in it. And it was like pink. And we used we did the cereal. It was pink. And we racked it on top of the strawberries for secondary. You got a hint of strawberry. So I wouldn't mind like if we maybe did a strawberry puree and put that on top, like rack it on top of that. And then even maybe during bottling or kegging or packaging, as they'd say, just maybe a little bit of like some sort of small amount of extract just to kind of help bring
Boost
it out.
yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, that's where I think the big difference between homebrewing and commercial is at this point is all the big flavors that you get in most beers all happen during the packaging.
Yeah.
The closer to the packaging you are in adding the flavor, the more flavor you're going to get.
Absolutely. Well, I mean,
and homebrewing, that's one of the hardest things to do without blowing up your own beers, which
which
you
I've
have
done before, and it's fun.
pasteurization or
fun.
Other ways you can do that in commercial.
Sprayed my mother-in-law's ceiling with an IPA. It was great. Popped right out of the fermenter. Myke and I didn't realize how much alcohol we had going in this beer. We miscalculated at some point. Because
Myke miscalculated.
Yeah, thank you.
More than likely.
Blew the top off, like croising all over a popcorn ceiling that I had to scrub off. It was great.
Ooh.
It was super cool.
Popcorn ceilings are the worst.
I know. That no longer exists. I have had this before. I think I've had it twice. So last time I had it was in 2020. I had it twice. Yeah, that makes sense. You're having it twice in 2020. They have like the other ones. Just we can get off this. They have a double orange, pina colada, strawberry, orange chantilly, dragon fruit, a key lime. There's just a lot of like different fruits, and I would like to know when Phase 3 like has these on tap. It'd be nice to to try a couple of chantillies at once. I don't know if that's possible for them, but that would be fun.
Yeah, which I really like. Obviously, chantilly tends to be like a kind of a softer kind of dessert, and so all of the fruits that you named tend to be fruits that aren't super big boisterous fruits when you think like orange or raspberry.
Yeah.
These are very soft fruits, which
And there's obviously
It's good and bad. Like,
and there's
that's part of
lactose in this as well because it's
Yeah.
a milkshake IPA.
You definitely have that sweetness, but I think what I like about some of the softer fruits there is you still have a little bit of that beer feeling, but it doesn't feel 100% straight fruit.
Right.
Because it's just
And it's
lighter.
not terribly sweet. It's sweet. It is definitely sweet. It comes off as like, but it's not like, oh man, that's like having, a big barrel-aged stout that is adjuncted to hell, and they didn't hop it enough to help fight the sweetness. Brandon, how many strawberries are you giving this one?
I'm going to go 3.75.
All right. Matthew.
3.5, and that's mostly not because of the style. That's just mostly me. This wouldn't be the beer that I would go back to, but in terms of style, it's done extremely well.
I'm sticking with what I checked in 2020. I'm going 4.25 because
nice.
I do love this beer. I think it's a fun. I remember the first time having it. Like, also, I will say this is also a really good beer to have very cold. It doesn't take away from the flavors, but it does add like more of the milkshake aspect because there's something cold. So I feel like it almost helps brighten up what you're drinking. We're a little, not room temperature, but it's cooler.
Why'd you serve it at 90 degrees?
I serve it at 98 degrees, baby.
Body temp.
Body temp.
I thought this was supposed to be like a hot strawberry pie.
Ooh, hot strawberry pie beer. Oh, that sounds good. I think we're probably at about break time. We've gone through 3 beers drinking, 2 beers rating, which means on this next end we have to do 3 beers rating, 2 beers drinking. This is the Malteez. And we'll be right back.
And we're back.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Malteez 2024. It'd be great if you were recording the entire time.
I know, right?
That'd be so funny. I'm joined here again with Matthew Mauldenhauer. Matthew, thank you for joining us for your first Malteez.
It's a brilliant time to be here.
Sure, man, if you think so. That's great. What are we drinking next? We've got 3 more beers to rank, and not rank, but and 2 more to drink. Ooh, another one that I brought. Perfect. I'm excited.
You're drinking all my beer.
No, I'm happy. No, please. That's why I bought them. Cool. Can't wait to drink that in 30 minutes. While you're pouring that, before we start talking, I'm going to bring up another beer that I am. It's on my list this year. I did the Toad Stabber. I did the Resident Culture Bourbon Barrel Aged Eagle Death Compost. Another one that ended up on my list is Old Irving's Pirate Krampus.
Look at you.
Yeah, Pirate Krampus is my favorite Krampus this year. Very good. I drank it the other night. My can from when we did the podcast with you guys. Yeah. Really like it. And I wish I had more. Do you know if you have any more at the tap room?
I think that one we have a little bit more. I think that the base and
The coconut one.
Rocky Road. I think we have a little bit. I believe we're out of Champorado.
Yeah, Champorado I
And
think you've been
Double.
out with for a little bit.
I feel like when we were talking to Chris at the market, wasn't he saying that Pirate Krampus was the least popular one for
Yeah.
some reason?
Maybe not the least, but
But it's one that was selling.
Champorado,
Well, it
yeah.
was selling the least. But that was again, like I think I mentioned that
Well,
that was one of my favorites.
Please
so.
don't ever let that deter you guys from making this again, because I loved it. It's really good. It is like a liquid Mounds bar. It's very tasty.
When it comes to coconut,
Yeah.
we're always going to do stuff with coconut.
You guys
love
know-
rum and coconut.
Yeah, you guys know how to do coconut, and you know how to do it very well. So that is my 3rd beer on my list. Brandon, you want to tell the kids about another beer?
Yeah, so since you went Old Irving, I will go Old Irving as well.
Ooh. Getting that sponsor money. By sponsor, we mean just Matthew paying us to tell you about Old Irving beers. That's not true.
No, but Maple Cinnamon Prost, man, that was top. That was a high one for me. And I'm glad we got the chance to try it. I didn't think after Matthew graced us with a can, I would never get to try it again. But they had it at the market, and of course, I had another one because it's fantastic.
Is it still on tap right now, do you?
It wasn't on tap; it was in cans.
Oh, I mean, do you guys still have it on your menu right now?
We might be out. We were less than a case left when we did it, though. We are planning on doing a small batch of just maple run for early January because we liked it so much.
Super exciting. Looking forward to having that again.
Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot.
All right, so Matthew,
I will go with the non-barrel aged beer left on here. New Glarus Raspberry Tart.
Hey, classic.
We went up for the Great Taste of the Midwest and stopped off at New Glarus, and I picked this up again. I love it. For that one, most of their sours are very much candy, just beautiful fruits, not much acidity, but the tart has a little bit more of that acidity and just so fresh and beautiful on that one.
It's one of my favorite beers from them. Their fruited beers are all of their beers are my favorite beers from them. I've not had a bad beer from New Glarus.
Agreed.
It was very good.
So what are we drinking now?
We are drinking Boulevard Brewing Company's Barrel-Aged Tiramisu Stout, an ale with Matthew's favorite, coffee and natural flavor. It is it's a barrel-aged, it's 11.
Me too.
We all need help, kid. It's 11. In case you didn't know, Brandon's son has joined us in the studio. He's playing a game right now. He's got to beat Lego Star Wars. We're all rooting for him. So this is a 11% barrel-aged tiramisu stout from Boulevard. What are you guys getting from this?
Yeah, lots of that chocolate, coffee.
I get a lot of chocolate on the nose, like chocolate cake.
Yeah, the aroma, it gave off like tiramisu aromas. Like
It tastes like tiramisu.
I didn't get into that, but yes, like the aroma right away was definitely coffee and like chocolate, and I'm getting a little like the cake or wafer thing that they used to make it. I don't remember what it's called, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the
lady fingers.
Are there lady fingers in there? I think so. No. Tiramisu is just a cake, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cake with chocolate, like vanilla.
Is it like coffee?
But the part that I'm like, Krampus cookies is essentially those three things, but this tastes distinctly different.
Yeah.
And then I'm almost wondering,
lady fingers.
He's right,
because it's a layered. It's a layered dessert, and they use like mascarpone. So there's coffee. I'm going to skip the eggs. It's obvious.
Are there eggs in this?
Cocoa powder, alcohol, and vanilla extract. But typically, it's the alcohol that's used is either a Marsala wine, rum, Kahlua, brandy or bourbon. But Kahlua, I'm getting like some Kahlua essence, I think.
My baker friend's going to be real mad that I didn't know it was in a tiramisu. I'll have to let them know later.
Friend.
Have you guys ever had an espresso martini before?
Yes.
I have yet to have one.
It was very good. It's very tasty. I didn't know they use Kahlua in it as well.
Ooh.
So there's a shot of espresso with some Kahlua and vodka, and then sometimes they put like Bailey's in there for like a cream.
Yeah.
But the ones I had at my work's holiday party, the one that everybody had, it was like a shot of espresso with Kahlua and vodka, and they shook it up, and it was really good. It was really tasty. Except 3 out of the 4 people had it, ended up waking up at like 2 or 3 in the morning and couldn't go back to bed. Like, well, shouldn't have had a shot of espresso at 9 o'clock at night. I don't know what to tell you.
It's the cool amateur hour.
Oh man, I don't know if it's allergies or what. My left eye is bothering me right now. Matthew, what are you feeling about this beer?
I really like it. I think it's almost that like cocoa powder that feels more prominent.
Powder.
Yes. Yeah.
And obviously it's not powdered in here, but that's that like little bit extra that I think is coming through is like that dark, bitter chocolate.
Agreed.
I really like on this.
Yeah.
It's much thinner of a barrel-aged stout.
What's the ABV on it?
11.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
Doesn't drink like it.
there is. I'm gonna look it up right now. There is a Boulevard mixed barrel aged pack that this was a part of. Let me see if I can find this.
But you said, nah, I don't want all of them. I just want one.
I almost got a different one because one of them in there is. So this is not a part of it. This has to be something. I think this is just a 4-pack. I apologize. This is just a 4-pack they have. The mixed 6-pack they have. I'm sorry. Yeah, the 6-pack they have is a Baltic Porter aged in red wine and bourbon barrels. I almost brought that one.
Ooh.
Another one is a bourbon barrel aged Chai Imperial Stout. And then a carrot cake Belgian strong style ale, which I think would be very tasty. especially as being a Belgian strong.
I would
can see-
definitely go for that.
So that's a 6-pack, so 2 beers each in there. So
Okay.
that might be a fun one to try. But this was just a 4-pack of the tiramisu, which I would buy a 4-pack of these because I will say this: sorry, you guys still have some. I'm gonna pour just a tiny bit more because are you guys getting any barrel characteristic or more coffee and chocolate?
More coffee and a little bit of that bitterness. I can taste a little bit of the alcohol, but I wouldn't necessarily say that was barrel characteristic.
Yeah, if I got this and didn't know it was barrel aged, I don't think I would say it was barrel aged. I'd say it's a very well done tiramisu stout. I like it a lot. It's very tasty.
Yeah, especially for calling it a tiramisu stout, I think it would be, as I said, like Krampus cookies. Lots of breweries use chocolate and vanilla and those the same ingredients, but it definitely tastes like tiramisu.
It's making me want some tiramisu.
I think I'm going to go to the store and get tiramisu after this.
Do they just sell tiramisu at places? I don't know.
I think Jewel has tiramisu.
Do they use alcohol? I wonder. They have to, because then it's not tiramisu.
Maybe
It's
let's find a restaurant
soggy
nearby that has
cake.
tiramisu. Just order a slice. I'm going to go on Grubhub real quick.
Order a whole tray of tiramisu.
Yeah. I'll have tiramisu delivered here. Brandon, how many ladyfingers are you giving?
That's exactly what I was going to go with. Good job.
Thank you.
So if we're going ladyfingers, I'm going to go, I think 4.25.
All right. I like that.
And that's on the low end for me. Like, I feel like it could be a little bit higher, but 4.25 seems like it's good.
Fair enough. Matthew, how many ladyfingers are you giving the tiramisu stout?
The lady's missing one finger.
So it's 4.
4.
Nice.
Yeah, it would be higher if I got a little bit more of that barrel characteristic coming from it. But for what it is, it's a really beautiful drinking tiramisu beer. I would drink this one again.
Yeah, I think, and is it a 12-ounce bottle or is it a little small?
Or is it the 11 sevens?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
None of us know what to do, kid. None of us know what to do. I think it might be a 12-ounce can.
12 ounce.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will say that I'm going to give this a 4.5.
4.5 ladyfingers? You only took a partial finger?
Yeah.
That's rough.
That is rough. By the way, I can have a whole tiramisu cake delivered here. It's $45, but for a slice, which looks very big, it's $7. I mean, we can have a slice of tiramisu cake. 3 layers of coffee-soaked white chiffon filled with mascarpone cream and topped with cocoa powder. Doesn't get better than that.
Yeah.
It really doesn't.
So I don't think you can order a slice.
I mean, I can order a slice.
Well, thank you. And then what are you eating?
No, that's not that funny. That's not that funny.
Yeah.
It's funny. A lot of the first one that came up was Taqueria El Ranchito. They have a whole that's for catering though. I was gonna say they have slices. That would be great. Pizza places have it. It makes sense. Italian places have
I'm
it.
really hoping to have some tiramisu for the holidays.
Yeah, I think I need to get some. I actually might. I'm making cookies tonight. I should make a tiramisu inspired cookie. Ooh. Jewel has tiramisu apparently, so we can go there and go get a cake.
Yeah, but I feel like tiramisu, you either want really good tiramisu or you just want a different dessert.
So the results for Jewel for
Good
tiramisu
point.
cake is Biscoff sandwich milk chocolate. So what if we soak Biscoff? And what do we use Biscoff cookies for a tiramisu instead?
Soak Biscoff in like milk chocolate
Something like that.
and then put some cocoa powder on top of it.
I like that.
I'd be down with that.
Yeah. I mean, if let's just get some Biscoff in general. Yeah. Just get some. All right.
I've got some upstairs.
We need. Yeah, all right. Coming up to our last two beers here. I'm gonna go with. I got my last non-barrel aged beer, which is from Cassopolis Brewing from Cassopolis, Michigan, where I went in September.
And how do you spell?
Cassopolis, Kassopol or P-O-L-I-S.
I thought it was with a C.
C-A.
Yeah.
Did I say S?
You said K-A.
Did I? Guys,
so.
drinking a lot of high ABV beers. Don't
Insert editing here.
No, not happening. Their Nose Plugger IPA. Another, solid West Coast IPA. It's called Nose Plugger because of the strong hop aroma, I'm assuming. They also had really good wood-fire pizzas. They opened up this year, and they hit that beer right out of the park.
Oh, yeah.
So. I brought you some. You and I had it.
Yep.
It's been on this episode. Or not on this episode. It's been on this show. I have 2 beers. Oh, that's great. Actually, so far,
Well done.
3 beers that I've on this list have been on shows. And 2 of them are not, and the last one I have is.
And I think Cassopolis actually commented when we
I think you're right.
posted it. And
Oh, somebody
you
has
got to come
spelled
up and
Cassopolis.
try something.
Hey, it's not that far. It's about a 2-hour drive into Michigan. It's a little small town.
Just on the other side of the.
It's a county, basically. The Airbnb I stayed at was great. There was kittens.
Oh, yeah.
It was awesome. Pool and hot tub. Very nice.
And the kittens were just hanging out in the hot tub.
They were just hanging out while I was there. It was great.
Snorting catnip off the side of the
We were having a party. We were doing cat blow. Brandon, what's your next beer?
Going back into the fruity category, we had Southern Grist, their blueberry cobbler. That was on an episode, but that one was fantastic.
That was really good.
And that one fell into the category of we've been lucky with a lot of the cobbler type beers that we've found and tried that literally cover the board of you're getting the pastry crust, you're getting the fruit, you're getting all of that kind of stuff. And it just makes for a fantastic beer.
I almost brought. Who's it? Another Energy City cobbler beer tonight.
Oh, nice.
Which was an apple something cobbler beer. But I was like, I feel like it's too easy because
Yeah.
too good, and we know. But they did have a s'mores donut. I might be combining 2 of their beers. I think there's a s'mores and a
sounds
chocolate.
That's a lot going on.
Yeah, but there's definitely a chocolate donut and a s'mores one that's out right now that I do want to get my hands on. One of them. I feel like that's a good holiday beer to have. Treat yourself some decadence, Matthew?
I'll do. So I only have 2 more, and they're both barrel aged, but this one's non-adjuncted. Gnosis BA Noche. We actually did a collab with them recently because one of our brewers absolutely loves them. They're out of Indiana, fairly new, but they're making amazing barrel-aged beers and stouts. And we did a collab with them, and we did the Rocky Road Krampus non-barrel-aged that was so good that we decided to do a collab for Krampus this year. But just their non-adjuncted barrel-aged stout is so good. I believe the Noche is 18 months. It's extended barrel age time, but just so much barrel characteristic and so much flavor out of those.
Chris was telling us at the market that we should. He's like, "Have you had the Rocky Road?" I'm like, "Yeah, the Rocky Road's good." He goes, "Oh, good, you have to try." He's like, "Yeah, that's what we collaborate with." I was like, "Oh, no. I thought you meant if I had the Krampus Rocky Road." But the regular Rocky Road collaboration that you guys did, that would have been nice to try.
Yeah, well, you should spend some time going down to Indiana. They're
Okay, I
not
guess
too far away.
I think I'll go to Indiana maybe for my next road trip. Because I'm doing the Midwest again, baby. That's what 2025 is all about. Eating cheese balls and taking road trips.
Nothing more Midwest.
We got another beer to open up. What are we opening up?
I found a fun little thing. 2016 Bourbon County barley wine.
Ooh.
I'm glad we went real simple this
Yeah.
year for the Malteez.
90% sure you probably have that.
Yeah. Oh,
You got a bottle opener?
yeah, it's on the wall, dude. Welcome to the Malting Hour.
It's a bear.
I hope you can do it because I never could figure it out.
There we go.
Here's the thing, Matthew. You have to drink most of this because you brought it.
That's how it works.
There's a lot of...
I believe Brandon's at home and doesn't have to drive. He has to drink most of it.
And actually, I'm just not going that far, so... Cheers to me. I don't know the last time I had this.
2016?
No, I'm sure it's been... I'm sure I've had it since then. Let me take a look here. Let me look at the old Apparino. Will I get better at checking in? See, I got worse at checking in beers this year.
Yeah, I feel like we've made that resolution on previous Maltees were like, we're going to check in more beers. And then we never check in beers.
And then it just became like, I don't want to check in beers all the time.
Yeah, I think you started eating a lot of more baked goods.
I actually haven't. Just so you know that. There's only been a few.
Yeah, you are looking svelte.
Thank you very much. 2017 was the last time I had this. 1 year later. That's how long it's been.
What did you rate it back then?
Jeez, I'm sorry. Oh boy, this is a depressing check-in. You guys, I'm sorry, I got a cough again.
If only you
Jeez.
could edit it.
I can't. I had it at Sutherland's in 2017, and I gave it a 4.75.
Ooh.
That was the year that Clark fired me, and we went out a night later to Sutherland's.
That was the first night I met Clark.
Yeah, that was cool. Just so you know, Brandon, there was a surprise where Clark was going to show up today, but last minute could not make it.
Oh, good, because I would have locked the door.
Oh, man, it was so close. I was so excited, but hockey and Christmas party plans got in the way.
Yeah, it's all right. You know, fuck Clark.
Not if you come this far. So I will be good.
Hey,
Interesting.
you can't talk to anybody.
All right.
So why did Clark fire you?
I guess I wasn't good at my job. I don't know.
I don't think it was.
You don't know? He didn't give you a reason?
Clark's not the one who fired me. He's the one who had to verbally fire me.
Oh.
There was something about exposing yourself at work,
Sleeping.
putting your appendages in boxes that shouldn't be in boxes. Like,
Counting it as inventory, but it's not.
oh, this box looks a lot heavier than it's supposed to be.
The box is a lot lighter than it's supposed to be. I'm
Hey, you know what though? In the
taking
end,
away mass.
it worked out for you in the better.
Yeah, it worked out for everybody. It's good. All right, what do you guys think about it? I sidestep like I don't want to talk about this anymore. No, I'm still
Still bitter and I hate Clark. But
no. I like all those people there. They're great. And Inclusion Solutions. What are we thinking about this 2016? Almost 10 years old. You're getting there.
look
8
at
years
that.
old, man. Quick
Yeah.
math.
I mean, I'm really enjoying this. It holds up. It has the sweetness. You get a little bit of the barrel.
Yeah, I did. Like, again, I'm confident that I've had it, but I don't remember what it was like back then. But like right now, like if somebody opened this and told me this is a fresh, hey, this is Goose Island this year, their barley wine, I'm like, this is a fantastic barley wine for 2024. This held up really well. And again, like I've seen I think on most of their bottles it says like they started that I think after the AB InBev thing, but this one actually doesn't say it. A lot of them say drink within 5 years or drink whatever, but this one's fantastic, man.
Clark back in 2016 said, well, not my favorite after having prop. Still yummy.
And what did you rate it?
He gave it a 4.
You had to get Clark on the show, didn't you?
He's on the show now. I'm trying to get to you. Brandon,
I just want Surge.
you had, I mean, that's kind of what I was hoping was going to happen. Brandon checked in at the 212 Brew Club.
Hey.
You gave it a 4.25 on March 17th, 2017.
All right.
Clark had it again in 2017, same day, and put still good. And then Clark, then again a month later, actually less than that, about 2 weeks, at the United Center for a Hawks game, says, my dumbass didn't read the sign and thought it was regular BCS. Oh well, still pretty tasty. Better than my bottles. Sounds like he's bitter about the barley wine. I'm not really...
Yeah,
Sure.
for someone who's bitter about it, he'd drink a bunch of it. Oh.
Oh, here we go.
Sounds very Clarky.
October 14th, 2017. Clark says, because why not? The best of the few I've had from 2016, sitting almost a year helped. 4.25. Brandon, you had it in December 12th, the same night as I did. You gave it a 4.25. Clark, that night, wow, interesting. Big fan, especially compared to 17. So much thicker. 4.75.
Whoa!
Wow, he really just suddenly was all over this beer. Went from not liking it to basically loving it.
So what we've learned, kids, is that Clark is a dumbass. Love you, Clark.
Now, hey, our buddy Joe J, who we haven't really talked to lately. Joe, we haven't seen you in a while.
Joe, where you at, man?
He checked this in September. It says, held up quite well, though a touch of oxidation on the back end, which is expected. Bottled on October 18, 2016. And it was a bottle share that he was at. So, I don't know if I'm getting oxidation.
No, absolutely not.
Not at all, which I'm very... Well, for me, like...
No.
Like it would be a little bit of that honey quality.
Yeah,
which I
so
don't really get the honey.
So
either.
there's a weird thing with barley wines, especially barrel aged barley wines, that I tend to get even when they're fresh. And to me, it borderlines of like that could like somebody could be like, oh, that's oxidized, but it's not. It's like a characteristic of the bar. I don't know what it is, but there's a characteristic of a barley wine, like some barrel aged ones that I get where it's kind of
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But like
I wonder if that's a malt thing.
it could be, but this is not like it's not excessive. Like 8 years roughly. Like it's not excessive. It doesn't taste oxidized. It tastes like what you would expect, like what I was expecting for a barley wine. So
I thought this was going to be sweeter.
Yeah, which I'm still getting quite a bit of body.
Yeah.
And the part that I'm really liking is a lot of barley wines you get more of that figgy pudding, really rich raisin quality, which I'm getting a little bit of.
How much figgy pudding have you had in your lifetime? Just out of curiosity.
I don't think any figgy pudding.
Yet you use that as a descriptor. That's
And
interesting.
how many beer people talk about horse blanket? How many people have ever been at a horse farm?
I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to you.
I was born in a horse farm. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. How dare you? How dare you?
I was not born in a horse farm.
Things that are associated with figgy pudding.
Let me see if I can order figgy pudding on Uber Eats, and we'll get that too.
I guarantee some like random like UK pub will probably have figgy pudding, especially this time of year.
I'm going to look it up. Keep going.
Because they want to bring you some figgy pudding.
Now bring us some figgy pudding.
Now bring us some figgy pudding.
So Matthew can try.
I'm getting a lot more of the roasted quality. So more chocolate and coffee, and could be the beers previous.
Okay.
But I'm quite enjoying that slightly richer, little bit more of that bitter, acidic qualities to this barley wine. Are you guys getting either of that?
I'm going to be honest. I didn't listen to anything that you were saying because I was really interested in why Fatty's Teriyaki on Rockwell came up when I looked up figgy pudding. And the first thing it shows me is large teriyaki cauliflower. So,
Excuse me.
Your Google searches are awful today.
it's Uber.
It's Uber Eats.
Sorry, it's Grubhub, actually. It's Grubhub.
Grubhub is...
Not good.
Ooh.
But yes, no, I agree. I'm getting a lot of the same stuff that you are. And what's funny, like, again, like I said it, like, this tastes like a fresh beer. I don't know.
It tastes really good. Like,
Yeah, I enjoy it. And I think my previous rating would probably stay the same. Actually, it might go a little bit higher just because of the age and, like, how well it's held up. So
With that being said, how many figgy puddings are you giving this?
4.25. No, that's what I gave it. I'm gonna go 4.5, man. Like it's a solid beer, and even and again, like disclaimer, like a lot of the does it say on here? Does it say on the tag? Now, yep, up to 5 years. I knew it said it somewhere on the bottle. It's on their little tags now. Yeah, dude, a lot of these beers go so well, like past that date.
I will say this: what you're talking about, Goose Islands,
Yeah.
Bourbon counties.
Yeah,
Yeah, all they're even in the sense of while some of the adjuncts might fall off, the base is still there. So it's kind of a bummer because you're losing the adjuncts, but the base beer itself still stands up, and it's still a very good barrel aged beer.
Yeah, and I have like the whole lineup. I mean, I have older ones too.
You've got a whole lineup that you haven't even opened.
No, well, I know. But 2019, I think. I've got to go in and mark them all, but my thing is to not drink any of them until he turns 21.
All the 2019?
Yep. All the ones that I have,
Wow.
I will make him sit down on his 21st birthday and drink all of them.
And there won't be a 22nd birthday.
What's the 2019 props? Anyone remember?
But yeah, so like, God forbid something happens to me, it is actually in my will that Tony has to do that.
I will do that. That's the one thing I won't touch from his cellar.
No, because literally, it's in my will. If I die, all of that goes.
I know. Well, I'll make sure that he gets that. And then
But yeah,
I'll carry on the podcast. Please don't die. Please don't die.
But yeah, so I think 2019 is like, yeah, that's I'm holding on to that. But I have, I think the oldest one is either 2012 or 2013.
I think it's 2012, and then you and I were talking about, since we didn't do it in 2022, we should wait to 2032.
Yeah. So like, even if this podcast isn't going on anymore, we will come back and just
one
do an
episode.
episode and release it and be like,
And we'll pay again just to have it posted to the on Spotify and everything.
well, we don't pay for that.
No, I mean to have it hosted basically, because we'll stop paying for hosting by that point, unless you're just going to keep it going.
We don't pay for any of our hosting anymore.
Oh yeah, that's right. Don't I? We just do this shit whenever we want.
Nice.
I will. Yeah. Matthew, how many figgy puddings are you giving this? Also, pass me that bottle. I want a little more, baby.
Yeah.
I started laughing because what's funny is the picture of the episode with Myke came up
Oh wow,
on my phone. I was like, what?
that's random.
It's
Your phone's listening.
I'm giving it 4.5. I am really enjoying this beer, especially for how old it is. And the one part that we missed reading on the label is talking about some of the tasting notes, which is say oak, charcoal, hints of tobacco, and vanilla with signature bourbon character. I don't know if I fully agree with those tasting notes.
Not now.
Not now, but
I would say probably at the time, I'd say that was probably pretty accurate. Now, it might not. You guys may have already said this because I half listen to everything we talk about on this program. Isn't this the year after they had the infected batch? Was it
Yeah, 2015 was the infected batch.
The worst. It was a sad time.
And we even drank them and we liked them.
Well, yeah, when you drink them fresh, they were still fine because
He and I had one that it was a particular date that it tasted like a fruited Bourbon County.
And not in a bad way.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good because we drank. You were still living in your condo.
Yep.
Remember a Cubs game happening because we saw fireworks or whatever, and we cracked it open and we were like, "Oh shit, this is actually good." Like
Yeah.
it wasn't bad at all. It was pretty tasty. And then didn't you use some for like chili and stuff?
I did. Yeah, I was just... Because I think I had a lot of bottles of it. And I was like, I'm just going to bake with it or cook with it. So
I will say that I'm going to go 4.5 as well with this. I've always liked Goose Island's barley wines, which is why I think I liked Prop even more this year because they decided to do a barley wine. I know it's a contentious variant this year for a lot of people. Some people did not like it. My one that I have a problem with is the Macron that I'm going to open up on Christmas Eve and try it again, get another opinion, see what they think. We'll see what happens.
Well, little sneak preview.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Is this an exclusive?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Be on the lookout for Craft Beer Week, early May. We have collabs both at their location and our location.
Who's there?
Goose Island.
Oh.
Ooh. And so we are currently working on getting all the labels and designs and everything and names made up for early May for Craft Beer Week. So Beer Under a Glass. We will have some really fun collaborations coming out with Goose Island.
So there it is. You heard it here first. Old Irving and Goose Island are doing a collaboration for Craft Beer Week, and it will be available at Beer Under Glass. Hopefully everything works out so that does happen. You can't hold me to this. I'm going from the source. But that's exciting, man. Congratulations. That's fun.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm excited working with Trevor coming out with all of the other barrel-aged releases throughout 2025. This will be our biggest year of doing barrel-aged releases throughout the entire year, in addition to Krampus. So.
Very excited. I feel like that's a bigger announcement. No offense, Goose Island, but you guys doing more barrel-aged stuff throughout the year, that's awesome. That's super exciting. Because you guys have been dropping stuff here and there the past couple of years, like...
Yeah, and Trevor, that's one of, I think, his biggest passion projects is just increasing our barrel age program and what we're doing.
Well, you guys do a great job, and now you have the room to do it. So that's good. That's exciting. And that is our Old Irving segment of the episode. You guys are lucky that we really like you. Otherwise, I don't know if I'd want to talk one brewery so much.
Yeah, I mean...
We do it without you here. We do it with you here. I go to the brewery regularly these days. In 1 week, I went almost 4 times. In a 7-day span, I should say. almost happened the other night.
Hold on.
That's 1 week.
Yes, thank you.
By almost 4 times, are you trying to say you went 3 times?
Yes.
I was just going to say that.
Look, the reason why I worded it that way was because I had suggested to go, and we decided not to go. So, Daddy, I need help.
Daddy, can I go to Old Irving?
Does he want to go? He heard me say Old Irving. He's like, we gotta go. All right. Well, this is it. We've got one more beer to reveal of our list, and that's it. So I will go with mine. Here it is. Drumroll, please. Oh, actually, before I do that, I'm going to run through a quick list. Sorry, a quick list of ones that were also on the list, but this weren't there. Burnham Brewery in Indiana, Juice Puns, very good. Really like that. OMG, our mutual
Friend.
Is it OMF?
OMF.
I put it corrected to OMG.
So in Denver.
Thank you. Yes. Stingray Jesus, that was a great IPA. The Harbor Brewing beer is on there. Maplewood's Melting Mosaic was a very good, I believe it was a pale ale. It could have been an IPA, but I remember that. And also Sierra Nevada's Cherry Oak Manhattan Reserve that we had in Denver for the Great American Beer Fest. But this beer, number one overall for me this year, was Half Acres Vanilla Benthic. It's the best vanilla beer I've ever had in my entire life. And it being a barrel-aged beer, the whole Benthic series this year was very tasty, but that was quite fantastic. And that was my favorite beer of the year.
Okay.
Brandon.
Yeah, so like I said, I didn't rate everything as favorite. Did I? I talked about this, but I don't think I said it on the episode. But one of my favorite beers that I had was the rum-barreled Bananas Foster's from Hubbard's Cave.
Boom. Hell yeah. Good choice. I have not tried that.
Got a bottle sitting right there.
you know
But yeah,
Robert?
so like I was... I remember when it came out, I was like, I need to try that beer. And I think I was with Benjamin.
You and I text about,
Yeah.
I think you and I both maybe had even sent like a screenshot.
And I went and I got just like a 5-ounce pour, and that was all I had. And I was like, that was enough, and it was fantastic. Just a very well done beer. Like the barrel came through like nicely and complemented like that banana flavor.
Can you
like,
taste like rum?
Oh yeah.
Like, oh nice.
Yeah,
I like
the banana, the rum came through, the barrel came through, the banana, like the whole like dessert kind of was present, and I felt like nothing overpowered anything, and like everything just kind of complemented each other. So very well done.
I forgot that I gave you that. I thought I gave you a French toast one.
Nope.
Yeah, this was. The French toast is
Gave me
very good.
that. No, that was my birthday beer.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to drink that with you.
That's why it's sitting there. Like,
What are you doing for Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
Matthew?
So I think my favorite beer from this past year, I actually drank on an episode with you guys.
What?
And this might be the Half Acre segment. This was the double barrel 2x4 Benthic from 2023.
That was a great one. That was just posted.
Yeah.
Wasn't that? Wait, was
Yeah.
that posted?
yeah, it was.
'Cause isn't there an after the final pour that's about to be posted?
I don't know. Hope so.
There is one. I gotta double check.
Was that the Benthic?
Yeah, that was already. Yeah, that was last week's. Sorry. There is an after the final pour that is coming out.
That one's toasted
Before
coconut,
this.
Madagascar vanilla, and Guatemalan coffee. Apparently.
Oh wow! It was Guatemalan coffee.
I actually don't
Shocker
remember.
there.
I don't remember much of the coffee.
This
but
guy
that
fucking loves
coconut
coffee.
That's why he went to Guatemala.
I need to know there's. Oh, so
coffee
it's
was great.
so
there.
it's an
I bet.
old Irving trip you took to get Guatemalan coffee. It wasn't for meditation and become a
He
better
came
person
back
and
with
yoga.
like
Yeah,
300,
they're starting a coffee.
This guy's gonna start
300 pounds of raw beans and like.
Look what I got.
But for that one being a year old, the coconut just was one of my favorite coconut beers from this past year. Just like perfect volume of flavor on that one without being overpowering. Still getting the barrel characteristics, still being rich and silky smooth. And I was really wowed by that one.
You know, I didn't mention it, and I should have. It should have been on the. I'm remembering it now that the reason why I didn't put it on it because I already had Half Acres vanilla up there, but the Half Acre Turtle Benthic was.
Did we? We didn't have that one. Oh, we did.
We did
Yeah.
it with Ray.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That was an amazing beer, and I'm going to throw that on my list as well as one of my favorite beers from this year because it
That was
tasted like
really good.
chocolate, caramel, pecan. I don't know. I don't know if there was salt in there or what, but it tasted like you were eating an actual turtle.
I love turtles.
A ninja turtle.
That's
I ate
really
Donatello.
disturbing.
I ate Donatello. I ate turtle soup.
Turtle soup. Oh boy.
If I was eating any of the turtles, it's going to be Donatello.
Here we go.
He's going off his
Whoa,
eating.
whoa! Michelangelo would be the best turtle. He eats the most pizza.
He would taste like pepperoni.
I want to hang out with him, but I want to hang out with him and eat it.
Yeah, but he'd also be the tastiest.
You can hang out with him while you're eating them, dude.
I
Whatever.
want him to eat. I want to watch him eat his brother. I want to watch him eat his brother. I'm going to be honest. That's the barley wine talking. Oh boy!
But Leonardo would be the worst, right?
Absolutely stringy. Just that guy is just a brick house.
She's a brick.
House. Well, gentlemen, that's it. We did it. Malteez 2024, and that brings this year to a close for the Malting Hour. This is our last episode for the year. That's it. We did it. We did
Thank
it.
you for having me by.
We did it. We did a whole nother year of the podcast. Brandon, I love you, man. Thank
you,
you
man.
for continuing to want to do this with me. I appreciate it. I love doing this with you. It's so much fun.
Yeah, dude.
Matthew, thank you for coming on a lot more this year. It's been awesome, and look forward to having you on more next year. We're just going to keep extending the invite.
It's been phenomenal to be here, and I might already have a Maltese contender with this Goose Island for next year.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
That kind of-
Gotta drink it at 2025.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, man.
25, man. So if Brandon's got another one,
Because I've had that. Like when I've gone back and looked, I'm like, fuck, we drank that at the Maltese and we recorded it in like
there was
December or November. I'm like, god damn it.
So what do you do with those beers? They just live in purgatory?
Limbo.
So really, what we should do is start.
Honorable mention?
We should start our list in December 2024 for the 2025 Maltese.
Or you do a Maltese with a Maltese.
What?
Get out.
Get out. Well, because it was a Cruz Blanca beer. Yeah, you're looking at the jacket, right? You're just noticing it.
The fuck?
Yeah, he's wearing a Green Bay jacket.
Get out.
Made it through the whole episode.
Can't wait for the Packers to get eliminated in the first round this year.
Can't wait for the Bears to make the playoffs.
They're not.
Come back in 2032.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, you know what,
We'd be
man?
so lucky.
I wait my whole life for that.
Yeah.
And I will keep waiting.
We will keep waiting. At least our team doesn't make it and lose in the first round every year.
The Packers won the NFC Championship last year with the youngest team in the NFL.
And yet, they lost. That's crazy.
To San Francisco that they always lose
Hey,
to.
Bears are out. Go Chiefs.
You know what I say?
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers may own the Bears, but San Francisco owns Green Bay, baby.
they do.
That is true. That is true. Enough football talk. I'm tired of it. I lost in fantasy football all year. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We appreciate it and the continued support. We look forward to bringing you more fun next year. And, you know, Dan wasn't on a single episode this year.
We did it.
We did it. He's off. Clark, not on a single episode this year.
Technically, we did that one and he was kind of there.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. But, you know, we'll see what happens next year. I think I'm finally going to make a new bumper. Matthew might be included with and sometimes Matthew. We'll see. We'll see. But, yeah, thank you, everybody, for your continued support and listening to this show we like to do and throw together.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, we like hanging out and drinking with you guys. So we appreciate it. Hope you have a great new year and everything's cool for you in 2025. And 4 years on from there, hope it still stays cool for everybody. We'll see what happens. But Brandon, I love you, man.
Love you too, man.
See everybody next year.
Bye.
This has been the Malting Hour. Be sure to follow us on all social media by searching The Malting Hour and at themaltinghour.com. You can also follow us individually on social media. Brandon can be found on Instagram as BMDub81, on Twitter, BDub81, and on Untapped as BDubDrinksBeer. Tony can be found on Instagram and Untapped under Ace of Phelps Chicago, on Twitter, The Ace of Phelps Chicago. Clark can be found as Clarkowski on all three. Dan can be found on Instagram as hip__hops and hiphops on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, like, and rate the show on your preferred podcast listening platform. Until next time, cheers from all of us at the Malting Hour.